Oh, okay, YouTubers. Welcome to the Solar Roller. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. But if I'm not, it'll get better. I want you. You're looking at my computer screen. This is not what this is about. It's what it is about. This video is about my solar panels. It's about looking at my. That's why I brought you to my screen, because I wanted to show you exactly what time it is, what today's date is, and over here I have a security system that I have that I can have my cameras set up on a tablet. As you can see, that is the seconds are counting down. Now outside you can see the shadow of my truck. You can see the shadow of the pole of, let's see, that pole right down there. That's a light pole that is shining over there. So clearly you can see that this is a perfectly sunny day. Now I'm going to bring you over here to my 5,000 watt solar panel, and I'm going to show you what. So I have 400 and some odd volts of solar coming inside my house. Yes, absolutely. On this screen, you will see, I'm trying to hold it as good as I can, it is not drawing anything from my batteries at all. Well, well, actually, when it does that, it's actually charging my batteries. And you'd be like, okay, well, that's no big deal. So here's what's going on. 0 amps coming from my batteries. It's taken mainly solar and there, and it was charging at the time. I was hoping it was going to charge while I was doing this video, but because of what I am doing, well, you guys have seen my freezer running. I'll show you that. But I'm going to go in here where I am actually working on. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know if you can see that. You can definitely hear that. That's a washing machine. I'm doing laundry. That takes quite a bit of power. Not only am I doing laundry, I am also running my deep freezer. I'm running all of my lights. I'm doing all my laptop. My security system's running off of that system. And I'm running, well, actually I had to borrow the extension cord for this fan because I was blowing hot air on this wood stove to blow the hot heat around. But that's how I heat my place. So, and that's a microwave, which I got to clean that up. Yes, my house is a little bit messy, and you can tell the floor's kind of getting there. I'm working on cleaning it up. But I have to do this stuff, which is my laundry, on a sunny day. It doesn't work so good on a cloudy day, because on a cloudy day, it doesn't like to charge too well. Nothing does. So that is kind of nice to show you what's going on. I would like to go back over here. I changed the settings to the amperage. So this is the volts. This is the volt. I switched it back to the volts. This right here is the voltage coming from my solar panels. This over here is the voltage coming from my batteries. Now, if we get a cloud, so much as a cloud, it will start running from my batteries, but it's not draining nothing, not a single thing. There's a conversion rate from this type of amps, because that's 500 volts at 2.4 amps, 2 point whatever it's going at, you see it now. And this is 120. That's how many amps I'm burning up right now. 10. So you got about equivalent of what maybe almost what a heater would be on high. So that's like I'm burning 10 point in it. So a heater burns about on high. There you go. That green light is charging. That's 29 amps going in. The arrow's going into my batteries. Charging, and I'm doing laundry. That was the whole purpose of this video. I'm not touching anything on these batteries. These are lithium iron phosphate batteries. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you guys get the point. And the BMSs that will tells the BMS what each cell's voltage is. Each cell is like 1 cell, 2 cell, 3 cell, 4 cell, and so on. So that one, but so far I've got 2 banks of this. Don't know, I should turn this light. There we go. That'll work. I'm doing this all from the cell phone. So I built me a second one. And then I didn't show you this, but this is where the batteries are hooking up. You follow these wires, it goes to a piece of angle iron, and that goes all the way up. I mean, yes, this is made out of 2x4s, all the way up. I drilled holes. I can plug these in, and as long as I got, and it's a rail, and I'll show you the rail. It's interesting. On this other side, there's the rail. This one, you will see, that's bank 1. The very top one. I plan on adding more banks. It's going to be like a dresser drawer, but I don't have the slide outs yet. So I can unplug that, slide that out like a dresser drawer, unhook it if I need to, and change out these cells if they need to be fixed and repaired. Slide it all the way back in, and then plug that back in. And as long as I got one battery, one bank that has power in it, then I'm always going to have power without having to disconnect and shut my power off. So I'm going to follow that. That rail goes up, down. That's bank number 1. As I said, you got your negative and your positive. Down here, there's another one that goes to, that's bank number 2. As you can see, bank number 2. Drill the hole in the angle iron. I'm going to add some flat pieces behind this and thicken it up eventually. It's kind of a work in progress, but my lights are not dimming as much anymore because I'm able to pull more power from the batteries at one time. Down here, you will see, that's where my inverter, my charge controller and my inverter hook up to. So this side is the positive wire, as you can see, it's red. On this one, it's negative. So I can drill any hole I want anywhere along this and put a connection like this, run a wire. I like to solder my connections. It does so much better. I use these. Technically, this is underrated, but the way I plan to do things, it's my charge controller won't be drawing as much power anymore off of these once I get a bigger battery bank. But this is not getting, these are not getting warm. Now if this one was charged when I first had this one on, and I built this one and added this and I hooked it up, I had to hold it there because lithium, I don't know what it is about lithium, even this wire, this pretty thick wire, got too warm for me to touch, and I did nothing wrong. I just got to hold it there till I couldn't bear it no more and then let off. I did it in the morning when it was sun, and then wait for it to cool off, and then I would go back and touch it again. I had to do that a few times, and then it would just be warm to the touch. because the current from the charge controller in this ran into there very, very quickly, and that's where the heat came from. So once these came up to voltage and stuff, then they balanced out, and then they didn't cause me any more problems. Now they stay balanced, and the BMSs, they do a pretty good job. You'll see I should have put one of them. That's a balancer. I bought that as a precaution just because I watched a YouTube video that showed that this one was not doing proper balancing, which it does. So on this battery bank, I just bought another one, and I didn't buy the second one on this one. So I hope you like this video, but I thought that was kind of impressive. The sun is out, and it's not going to be a fully sunny day all day, but it's going to be a sunny day all the way up until this is my weather for around here until like 2. So I figure at least that gives me time to do a load of laundry, at least one load, and I don't have a dryer. As you can see, my ceilings are 12 foot. So that makes it really, really nice having a wood stove, because the heat rises. So when I do my laundry, I will put them up there, even if they're wet, and they dry up right there. And up here, the heat gets blown down, but it blows it all around the room. So I got some lofts for storage. It's a brick building. It's just a work in progress. I'm fixing it up, and I'm solar, 100% off grid. I have no power wire whatsoever running inside this house. I had them cut it off the very second that I moved in, because I accept nothing but solar. But you see this, yes, my lighting can be improved, but for me, I'm the only one that lives here, so I'm fixing it up. It's for me. I have done a lot of cleaning up. Now you might see a mess in my backyard in my other previous videos, but when I bring wood in, I like to stack it up nice. That way I don't have to go outside. This area needs to get fixed up. As you can see, I threw things in that little pit because it's basically a wooden floor, and I gotta cut all of this wood out. Let's see, what do I do? Okay, you can kind of see that over by there. It's a wooden floor that I have been cutting out. It rotted and I fell through, and it's a crawl space. So because I can't use this part of my building, this is where you can see my water pipes and my sewer line. I just got to be careful when I put stuff here that nothing breaks any of that. But I'm kind of using this for storage. That's previous projects that I keep that stuff around. That kind of freaked me out for a second. But I realized that my wash machine was done agitating, and I could hear the sewer running water through there. Usually I'm up front running the water, not back here when it happens. So that's kind of neat that I get to hear what goes on for the first time. But I keep all these pieces. I don't throw them away, because there might be things that I might use them for. I might fill it in somewhere. I don't know. But eventually I want to get rid of all of this. This is going to be my new bathroom. When I get the concrete all the way across. But I've been cutting out the floors and putting concrete. And I had to do that. It's got a lot of dirt and dust, because it's kind of hard to keep a clean floor when you got wood. So in some ways, I guess that's okay. But I'm going over here where my wood stove is. Yes, you can see that red glow in that little square in the door. I got a piece of iron, square tubing iron to hold the door shut. It's got a little slide that slides it. It's a homemade one. And I poured sand on top and around. I built me a box, an empty box around the whole thing. And that's what you see, that blue stuff and that green, burnt green stuff. And it's that way all the way around. And I poured sand in between there and on top because it kept that from getting red hot. You don't want your stoves red hot. This is going to be another video. This will be a video for next summertime. So I'm going to show you. I was living at my sister's house for a while, and I had to buy this because it was hot. Well, she has city power, and so now that I have the solar, that if I can run a wash machine and cook my food, I'm doing laundry, running all of that stuff right now, and I'm going to show you where is this at. Let's see, where is this at? I need to find there we go. I'm going to show you what this whole solar system is all about. I have here, I'm going to make sure that's off. Okay, it is. I'm going to plug that in. Sorry about the camera things. As you can see, I think it has. You can see that light. I'm going to turn this light off. There you go. Now you can see the light on there. That proves that I got power. I got 110. Now I did already show you that I had no power whatsoever running to my building in a previous video when I was showing you my solar panels on there, but that is at 0. It's drawing 0 amps. If it has a number, it's either drawing it from the batteries or using it from the batteries, or it's charging. And the only way you know that is if this green light is on and you see a number there, then it's charging that battery at that minute, that amps. If you don't see that and you see a number, then you are basically running them down. That usually happens when it's either cloudy or not. This is going to be an interesting video. I just turned this on, and I really hope that you get to see. Now, this one does get red hot, so I'm going to come back to that. This is not a trick or nothing. I'm just... Look at that. I am impressed. Let's see what's happening. My water kicked on. I have an instant hot water heater, and I heard that kick on because it's instant. It's a propane one, so it runs on batteries. So I'm still drawing 0 power. I'm still doing laundry. I'm still running all of my lights. And I'm hoping when I get back to this, that this will be red hot, and it is not. This does get red hot. I don't know if you will see that or not. But it should be close. I can feel the heat. I can definitely feel the heat on it. And it does get red hot, but I'm not taking any power. So I'm running, let's see here, 9.3 amps. Okay, that's not, I don't know. Okay, that's because of it's filling up with water. So that's about 1,000 watt burner. And I'm really wishing that my wash machine will agitate in the agitating mode while I'm on this video trying to show you that, because that's where it draws the most power, is the agitation. That would literally be 2,000-3,000 watts of power, I believe, if the calculations are correct. I'm into this video at about 20 minutes. Please be patient with me, because it's on one of the rinse cycles right now, and I got 1/2-inch PEX tubing in the hot. It's running hot water, so it has to. The slower the hot water goes through the hot water heater, there you go. Now you guys see how hot that is. It's a little. It doesn't like glow like red, super red hot. Well, maybe it will when I put a pan on it, but I can definitely feel the heat. I got to be careful so I don't burn my hands. But yeah, you can see that red hot. That is red hot. Now I'm going to turn that off. I'm doing laundry at the same time. And you guys heard what this one is. This one doesn't run on solar. This runs on propane in batteries. So when the wash machine requires water, it turns its solenoid on. City water already has the pressure, and it just goes in and takes what water it needs. Well, it happens to be on the hot water side. So, and I figured I'm gonna let it do hot water. But if I don't want it to, there's a switch on this thing that I can do, that I can shut off to where it'll just be strictly cold water no matter what goes through here. But these settings have limitations. Slower the water goes through, the hotter the water gets. But I have a comfortable shower. I mean, it's like I can burn myself with this with hot water. This is just a little circuit thing that I'm probably going to end up building. It's going to be like it's the John Bedini. I'm into free energy ideas. There's better versions of this, I do know, but I'm going to start there. But I didn't do the video to start there. But it's not agitating now, because last time I brought you in here, it was making the agitating noise. So, just letting you know, I'm going to put this on YouTube, and I'm going to put this on Facebook. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like and subscribe. If you want me to do better videos, I need you to subscribe. I really, really do, because I'm trying to get this monetized, because not only is this an enjoyable way of living for me, I don't pay no electric bills, but I don't get to have the money to just put into it all the time, so I can't make a video all the time. But if I had a way to make the extra money from monetization on YouTube, I don't know if that would even be worth anything or not, but it would be something towards my way of living. My way of living is basically kinda without my drama on YouTube. My way of living a happy life is doing these videos, showing you guys, not only doing it for myself, because all this stuff is for myself, but I'm doing these videos so that way you can learn how to do what I'm doing if you guys would like to do it. You're looking at everything that you see running right now, that is running off of nothing but solar panels. My whole entire house. So anybody on the fence about going solar, I don't know what to tell you, but I got lights, I got my laptop, I can cook food, because I just proved it to you, that I have the ability to have a electric one burner, even if it's just that, on. It will boil water. I've done that before. I have made coffee. And I don't know if I did a microwave video for you, but I think I'm going to do another video of that. I mean, you'll be like, oh, big deal, it's just a microwave. But it really is a big deal, because when you're dealing with solar, that takes a lot of power. And people don't realize how much power actually goes into a electric stove or or anything that actually cooks, and we use a lot of power. So for somebody to do something like that on solar, that's a feat. Now, that air conditioner, I already have the power to run that. Not yet for 24 hours yet, because I need to build a bunch more of these. I have enough wattage coming in. I just don't have enough storage. And these batteries are basically maintenance free. I've been on the fence about it for quite a long time, and I decided, well, I've done some research. I'm going to give it a go, because I get tired of having to, right now I have a separate system. These are lead acid batteries. I got 5 separate solar systems. They're kind of like backups. 3 of them right now is not working because my batteries went to crap on me, because I didn't fill them up with distilled water in time, and they are getting old. So this is a good system. You can see that's not a very good system right there. I mean, it's bringing in power, but that battery, it ain't doing nothing. It's at 0.8 volts. This system does work fine. This one is those batteries right there. I'm not going to show you all of my systems right now, but and then before I bought this system, which this one is my best, newest version of everything. I love this one so much better. My stress, it's not so much stress, it's just nice to be able to cook a nice hot warm meal. I mean, I've always had the ability to do that, because I had, obviously a propane deal, which that's the downside to propane, is you got to rob your tanks to feed the hot water heater. I hate cold showers, so that's what I had to do. So I got to get another propane tank for that. My ultimate goal is not to use propane at all. I'd like to keep my hot water heater and have in-floor heating after I get my in-floor or get my concrete done. And I want to heat, and ultimately I'd like it'd be nice to have a combination of this, a wood stove, a propane heater, and being able to run a mini split is kind of what I plan to do. But run the mini split on solar, not on a generator. If I got to run a generator for my mini split, then I will either, this only runs like 400 and some odd watts. That's actually not too bad, for at least for an air conditioner. It did a good job for me at my sister's house. I don't know how good it's going to do, but anything's better than nothing. And I have that to heat my house, my wood stove. I want 3 different ways to heat my house, and I want 3 different ways to have water. I want 3 different ways to heat, to do everything, basically, to cook. I got 3 different ways to cook. I got this, that's 1, propane to cook. I have electric to cook, that's number 2. And then, worst comes to worst, if I have none of those, I have a wood stove. That's kind of what you see them racks for. I don't know if I'm going to use it that way, but I'll think of something. That's a stainless steel rack, so there's going to be something done, even if I turn it into electric or a combination of both. But I want